Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Blue Monkey, and today's video is going to be the first in my first YouTube series. It's called the Let's Learn series. It's basically going to be kind of a guide series, but it's going to be kind of an interactive guide because as I'm teaching you what I have up on the screen, I myself am learning it at the same time. We're going to learn it together, so do not think that this is the last source you should go to for information. By all means, do more research on your class if you want to further your skill. This is more of a beginner's guide, and like I said, kind of an interactive, fun way to learn a class. This is going to be more of a PvP focused guide, and do note that the version of the game that we are in right now is 8.3, Battle for Azeroth, just a couple short months away from Shadowkeep. So keep that in mind because obviously something's going to get buffed, nerfed, and balanced along the road. So whenever you find this video, just keep that in mind. All the information I'm getting for this video is coming from a website called icyveins.com. That's icy-veins.com. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to check it out. Alright, without me yabbing anymore, let's get right into it. So, what I have in front of me is a brand new class trial Tauren Druid. Now I did do a little bit, just a little bit of background research before I did this video, so I have all of my spells put in the location that I want them, and Alright, starting with basic abilities. I'm mainly going to be going over cat form. I know that there are certain spells that you can only cast in your human form, or in this case the Tauren form, such as Moonfire, which is basically just a DPS spam. Entangling Roots, which obviously roots the target in place. Hibernate is just another CC. One instant heal up here, Renewal, heals you for 30% of your maximum health. I think you can cast this in cat form if I'm not mistaken. Let's find out. Yeah, so there's an instant heal. Regrowth, you're going to be put back into your human form. Entangling Roots, you're going to be put back into human form. And apparently I can't make a training W Hibernate. That's alright. Alright, so there's basically 3 skills that comprise your basic DPS rotation. Rake, Shred, and Ferocious Bite. So the way Feral Druid works is you have combo points. So there's certain moves that give you combo points. Rake is going to grant you 1, Shred is going to grant you 1. Rake is basically going to be your bleed. Shred is going to be your spam DPS. It also does more damage if it's on a bleeding target. So you're going to want to open up with your Rake and then hit him with the Shred. And that'll be 2 combo points. Now, Ferocious Bite is a finisher. So you want to always use this when you have 5 combo points. And as you can see, the damage just ramps up the more combo points that you have. So again, Rake and Shred to build up your combo points. And Ferocious Bite is your big boy. There are also 2 other finishers, Maim and Rip. Maim is going to stun the target. Rip is going to do more bleed damage. So depending on how much health the target has, you might want to get 5 combo points and then hit him with a Rip to keep that bleed damage going, and then go back to 5 combo points and then hit him with a Ferocious Bite. Or you might want to get your 5 combo points and stun the target if they're squirrely. So what I'm seeing over on Icy Veins is our PvP talents. And I am actually running something completely different than what it recommends, so give me 1 second. Okay, that's better. So in the first row, it is recommended to take Sabretooth because it gives a damage boost to that Ferocious Bite finisher. In the second row, we have Wild Charge, but honestly, I don't think that's going to fit too well with my playstyle. Basically, it does different things depending on what form you're in. In cat form, you leap behind the enemy and daze them. Ooh. No, that actually might be really good. I was using Renewal. Oh. That was the instant heal that I was using earlier. Okay, so here, basically, we have 3 options. We can improve our dash from 60% to 200%. We can go with an instant heal for 30% of our health, and we can go for Wild Charge. So in cat form, it's going to be a stun. In bear form, it's going to be another stun. When you're not shapeshifted, you will just fly to an ally's position. Travel form, you're going to leap forward 20 yards. So it just does different things for depending on what form you're going to be in. I'm going to go ahead and take Renewal, even though it recommends Wild Charge. In the third row, we have a choice of basically 3 different affinities. The balance affinity, you're going to gain a bunch of different balance spells. Guardian affinity, you're going to gain a bunch of tanking and bear form spells. And in restoration affinity, obviously you're going to have a bunch of healing spells. Guardian affinity is recommended for DPS and PvP, so this is what we're going to be going with. I think this is going to be good if we're taking a lot of damage. In the fourth row, we're going to take Mighty Bash, which is just another stun. Now here it boils down to two choices. We have Soul of the Forest and Incarnation King of the Jungle. Soul of the Forest is going to be not only a boost to your finishing move damage, but it's also going to grant you energy every time you spend a finishing move, which is going to greatly decrease the chances of us dropping down to 0 energy, which, if you do your rotation right, shouldn't be a problem, but we'll get into that later. The other option is Incarnation King of the Jungle, which basically replaces your Berserk. And you basically get an improved cat form where you can go into stealth while in combat. And it's going to boost your Rake and your Shred damage, which again are these two combo point builders. As a beginner, I'm going with Soul of the Forest because Incarnation of the Jungle seems to have a pretty high skill ceiling. I did mess around with it just a little bit, and I was kind of having a hard time dipping and dodging between stealth and not stealth, especially with all these new abilities in front of me. So if you're a beginning player, I'd recommend going with Soul of the Forest, or if it's just your first time playing a Feral Druid. Okay, in the next row, we're going to take Brutal Slash. It's going to replace your swipe and basically do a lot more damage. Last row, we are going to go with Feral Frenzy or Blood Talons. Feral Frenzy is really fun. It's one attack that gives you 5 instant combo points. It is good for a lot of burst damage. And Blood Talons is an interesting one because it changes up your whole rotation. So casting Regrowth or Entangling Roots, that's your main heal and your main root ability, which take place in your unshapeshifted form. Using either of those abilities buffs your next 2 melee abilities by 25% for their entire duration. So if you decide to take Blood Talons, make sure to open your fight by healing yourself, which is going to seem very, very, very counterintuitive. But we're going to get into rotation in just a second, and I'll show you why it makes sense. So, from everything that I have just read and learned with you, this is what seems to be our basic rotation. And keep in mind, I'm literally reading this and saying it directly to you. We're going to open with Regrowth, which is going to give us the Blood Talons buff. We're going to head immediately into another ability that we call Prowl, which puts you in cat form and stealths you. Now, because we used Regrowth, our 2 opening attacks are going to do plus 25% additional damage, then that's for their entire duration. So when we use Rake, it's not just going to do 349 bleed damage, it's going to be somewhere around 500 or 450. And the bleed damage over time isn't going to be 1700, it's going to be more like 2500. We're going to use Rake, Shred. That's going to give us 3 combo points. 4, 5. From there, we're going to come down and use an ability called Tiger's Fury, which is going to instantly restore 50 energy. And as you can see, when I was using those attacks, my energy was running out pretty quick. I'll try it again. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm already out of energy. Alright, so we're going to start it from the top with Regrowth to get our Blood Talons buff. We're going to head into our Prowl. Open up with Rake, Shred, Shred, Shred. I'm out of energy. I'm going to use Tiger's Fury. And then Shred a last time. Now we have 5 combo points. We're going to use Rip. Rip is going to cause more bleed damage, and then we can head back into our basic rotation. 1, 2, 3 Shred, 4 Shred. Waiting, 5 Shred, and then we're going to finish them with Ferocious Bite. Now, what I'm kind of looking at is the fact that doing that entire rotation is taking up a lot of energy, and we only really had one opportunity to replenish that energy with Tiger's Fury, so what I am going to do is use Berserk. Now, if we took Incarnation King of the Jungle, that ability that we talked about that basically makes you a feral rogue, we would have gotten our Berserk ability taken away from us, but since we went Soul of the Forest, we have an ability called Berserk, and by default, it reduces the energy cost of all cat form abilities by 40% and increases maximum energy by 50 for 20 seconds. So I'm thinking we throw that into the beginning of our rotation, so let's try it again. Regrowth, Stealth, I'm gonna berserk. Then I'm gonna start my combo point. 5, and then we can rip them. And then use Tiger's Fury. And we can get through an entire other rotation. Like, look at how many times I was able to build up 5 combo points and hit a finisher while using Berserk, okay? So I'm going to put it up on the screen, the order of your abilities that you're going to want to use. A couple other things to know while you're using the Feral Druid. If you're going up against more than one target, you're going to want to use Thrash and Brutal Slash, or Thrash and Swipe if you're going up against more than one enemy. This is an AoE. Don't forget that we took Mighty Bash in our PvP talents to stun the target. I have my 2 heals here, and not only do we have a dash ability, we have Stampeding Roar, which boosts your movement speed and allies' movement speed within 15 yards. Just a couple things to keep in mind before we go into a battleground. Another thing to note, on the defensive side, our main defensive cooldown is going to be Survival Instincts, which reduces all damage taken by 50% for 6 seconds. Now this has 2 charges, but it also has a 2-minute recharge, and since it only lasts for 6 seconds, it doesn't seem that great on the defensive side. I did also, before recording this video, do a little bit of background research and resorted to a YouTuber named Danny Crossing, and he had some great advice regarding Azurite traits to buff this Survival Instincts to make it a lot more viable, so I will link that video down in the description below as well. But as far as that, on the defensive side, if we're about to die, I think I'm just going to shift into bear form, and since I took Guardian Affinity in our row here, that granted us Iron Fur and Frenzied Regeneration. Iron Fur just increases armor by 660 for 7 seconds. Frenzied Regeneration is a heal over time. So if we're getting low, it's going to be Bear Form, Iron Fur, Frenzied Regeneration. Alright, and now I know basically just the same amount of information as you do. Let's head into a battleground and see how we do. Alrighty, here we go. Freaking love this battleground too. Alright guys, one more time. Here's our PvP talents. You can pause that and review those if you want. What does this guy drink? Oh, thanks. Okay, or not. Also, any spells that I cast will be popping up down here. So if you're losing track of what's happening with the rotation, if you're still trying to learn, right here in this bottom left corner is where you're going to want to look. Alright guys, going to try to play a pretty aggressive game. Although I don't really know what I'm doing, I don't want to just sit around and hide for the entire video. So we're going to go for flag. So we're going to heal. Stealth. Berserk. Try to target a healer. And I got absolutely deleted. That's alright because we are using literally our base armor. Base armor that we got from making a Clash Trial character. So our item level is only 177. I don't know. And we're level 110. So yeah, we're basically at the bottom of the spectrum right now. Looks like we have flag. Why are they pushed so far up? This is good. Another thing about being a druid is that I'm a good flag carrier. Because I can move. Hey. Riding. Okay. Heal myself. Stealth. Ooh, wrong form. Cat form. Stun him. Got him. Gonna capture the flag. Alright, and we're off. Oh, they're fighting over there. We're gonna go over here. Got him. Get on. Look at everybody go nuts for that flag. There you go, he got it. We're gonna stay and fight. Because it looks like we got this. We're gonna stun him. Ferocious bite, we're gonna berserk. Bleed, combo, another ferocious bite. Hit all of our heals. We're gonna hit bear form. And we're gonna get the hell out of there. Alright, so that was good. We got some good burst damage. We downed one guy, I think. Did we down one guy? I'm not sure. The good thing about being a druid is I can just come back here and hit regrowth, and that's gonna send us straight into our opening damage rotation. Bleed, shred, shred, stun, Tiger's Fury, get that energy back. We're gonna hit him with a rip to keep him bleeding. Bear form again for some extra armor, and it did not work. It's just so cool being a druid too. Alright. Self-heal. Stealth. Bleed. Break. Break. Urge it shred. Whatever it is. Our main damage spam. Where am I? Boom. And then we're going to stun him. I have another stun to hit him. Oh, he's immune to it. Nice. It took 4 of us. That's okay. We're on basically bottom of the damage numbers, but like I said, we're very low level. Do I heal in the middle of this fight? Oh no, we're not. We're gonna die. Alright, we're gonna try to stay as a group. Well, the enemy definitely has the flag now. We're gonna go straight for that healer. Dang it. Alright, now we're going to have the flag, so we're just going to sit here on defense. And we're going to go straight for Derp Stain. Derp Stain is who we're going to try to target. Alright, we're going to go stealth. Yeah, dude, we just don't have any health at this low of a level. Also, when you come out of your prowl, if you open up with a rake, and I think if you open up with the shred as well, you're going to stun your target, which is why it's not good that I just got targeted so quickly. Damn it. Also, on your opening shot of attack, if you are in prowl, your rake and shred damage will be a lot more. He barely got away. Going up against multiple targets right now, so I'm going to try to use my Thrash and my Brutal Slash. He was dead. Dang it. And see, that's the thing. Is that my only defensive cooldown takes so freaking long to recharge. If I use both charges of it, I'm basically screwed. Like I said, refer to the other video that I put in the description if you want to know how to maximize your Azerite traits to get the most out of your defensive cooldowns. Otherwise called survival instincts. And there's the victory. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you learned as much as I did. I can definitely say, with the new leveling changes that are coming in Shadowkeep, that a Feral Druid will be my first alt. If you learned anything, liked what you saw here, or had a good time, please leave a like on the video. It really does help me out on this growing channel. Also, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to drop them down in the comment section, or come see me live on Twitch Monday and Friday evenings. We can get in some games, we can chat a little bit, we can hang out, we'll just have a good time. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.